All right, sorry about that, everybody. I had a few issues with the record button, so I think we are good to go now. I wanted to make sure we get this session recorded. So, with that being said, okay, everyone's active. Let me go over to the Forex Factory calendar. And today, main thing we were looking at the claim account change for the UK. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, pretty much the same thing as the United States when we look at the claims, but they just call it something different. Claim account change is what they call it. So it's the first indication of employment situation. Released a month earlier than unemployment rate. Sources, source change series calculation formula is June 2015. So what's important here? So why do we care as traders? Although it's generally viewed as the lagging indicator, the number of unemployed people is an important signal of overall economic health because consumer spending is highly correlated with labor market conditions. Unemployment is also a major consideration for those steering the country's monetary policy. Okay, so just wanted to make sure because sometimes people get confused because it's under a different name, but it's the same thing, right? When we look at the employment data, unemployment numbers. So came through at 28.2. So that was for the UK, but overall, right, the pound right now is pretty strong. Unemployment rate came in at 3.8. So just missed target of 3.7 was the forecast. And then we had today the CPI numbers that came out for Canada at 8:30, and you can see right within range. Later after the CPI came out, Bank of Canada Governor Macklem spoke, and hold on 1 second. What just happened there? I don't know. Well, there was a feed from that. Here we go. So you can see here that do Forex Insight, Macklem, Bank of Canada can't rule out another rate hike to curb inflation. So we know that they paused rates during their last meeting, the Bank of Canada. And so he's saying that, hey, you can't rule out another rate hike to curb inflation. I think they're kind of maybe a similar situation like Australia, where Australia held rates, but a lot of it is because they know that the effects of raising rates is lagging. So what they're waiting to see is, right, how much of an impact are these hikes having? And so Australia paused rates, Canada has paused rates just to see what the data is going to say, right? So they're remaining data dependent, but you can see here today that he said it can't be ruled out. Another hike can't be ruled out. So we'll continue to watch the monetary policy coming out of the Bank of Canada in regards to potential rate hikes in the future. Any questions on that CPI data that came out today for Canada? Didn't really cause much of a shock to the market. Nope, no questions. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go back to the calendar. What do we have? So Wednesday, we got CPI coming out for the UK. So that's going to be interesting. They have a 9.8% forecasted. That's at 2 a.m. So that'll be later on tonight for a lot of us. And then tomorrow, 6:45 p.m., we've got CPI coming out for New Zealand. All right, so that's that. If we go over to trading economics, we would say U.S. housing starts permits fall. Went down 0.8% month over month, 1.42 million in March, following a 7.3% surge in February, but slightly beating forecast of 1.4 million. A sharp decline in multifamily starts more than offset a pickup in the construction of single-family homes. Meanwhile, building permits tumbled 8.8% to 1.41 million, missing expectations of 1.45 million and remaining close to December's 31-month low. So at the end of the day, the narrative continues to be that we're getting a lot of mixed data. So those traditional data sets are coming through mixed. But you know what? That's why we combine the fundamentals and the technicals. All right. So far, we've been pretty good in regards to picking direction on a lot of these pairs. So we can see Wall Street ended flat. Canadian inflation sinks to a 19-month low. Okay. So while Macklin is saying that it cannot be ruled out, one of your key data points, right, that CPI that came out today is at a 19-month low inflation. So even though they can't rule it out, signs look like they may be pausing again in the future, but we will see. All right. So that's that for the fundamentals. We'll go over and take a look at the DXY. And just to check out, we've still got that bearish crown intact on the weekly chart for the DXY. Okay, so we can see that we're starting to push bearish. Okay, a bullish move, right, to start the week, and now we're starting to decline a little bit, the US dollar. So here it is on the 4-hour. Okay, and you can see you've got a series of lower highs. Okay, lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so we're gradually moving down right now. All right. Any questions on the dollar index?
Oh,
All righty. Hold on a second. Make sure. Okay. All right. So let's jump into the charts and look at some pairs. Okay. I guess we'll start out. We'll take a look at a couple of the setups that were posted. The pound CAD and the Euro CAD. So let's take a look at those, check the progress, and then we'll move on and look at some of the longer swing setups that we've marked up. So let's look at this Euro CAD setup first. Yes. So we can see here where on the weekly, right, you can see how it's just ranging, it's holding that weekly support, and then we broke out. Okay. And now we're bouncing around a bit at this level, right? Kind of in the range here, but you can see how we're starting to push bullish. Okay. So as you work your way down through the time frames, you start to bring in the other levels. Okay. Same routine. Okay. We don't have an official low here yet, but you can see how we came out of last week, Friday bullish. Now we're moving bullish again on this euro versus the Canadian dollar. We know overall we are fairly hawkish with the euros. Okay. And so we come down here to the 4. Okay. Just playing in that range. You can see where we formed the low. Okay. Got a 4-hour low there. And you can see where we broke above daily, that daily level at 146.66. Okay. So we're pushing long right now on this Euro CAD. And that just brings us right to where we had the downward impulsive move that brought us right into an 80-20. Okay. And we've got a reversal. So we may see that hit TP2 and then continue to the upside. Okay. Especially, right? So if we go back to, okay, regardless of what Macklin said, okay, about, hey, the possibility of another potential rate hike can't be ruled out. Canadian inflation sinks to a 19-month. Okay, what does the data say right now? Okay, so you can see that euro pushing long, okay, against the Canadian dollar. Now, a lot of ECB members have been speaking, European Central Bank members, and they've all been fairly hawkish in regards to further rate hikes for the euro. Okay, so still continuing that bullish narrative on these euro pairs overall. Okay, so that's a nice push. That's a nice 80-20 swing. But even if you never, right, if we go back to the basic nuts and bolts of this thing, even if you never used the fib, all right, and it was just a support and resistance games, I can't say that enough. To keep things simple for everybody, you had an impulsive move to the downside that came into support, and you got a nice reversal there. Okay, we took out the high and we're moving long now. Okay, so we look to make those ABCD waves to the upside. Okay, and if we're continuing our bullish narrative on the euros, then we look for this to continue to move. Okay, so you can see here where from a weekly perspective, we're neutral to bullish, right, for this week. And the daily, right, just look at it again, right, the spatial intelligence, everybody, just look at it, right, we're moving high. Okay, so here was a high here from the past, and now you actually have another high here. Okay, that formed another swing high. There, move that down to the low. So we're thinking, okay, we don't have a daily swing low here yet, but on my lower time frames, my 4, right? If you got more candles involved, you do have a swing low, and price is pushing up. So if we come down to this 4-hour, right? This is what you see. You have a 4-hour low. We push back up through this previous support level. See, look how price. Okay, I didn't. Yes, it did. Okay, so you see how price was holding as support. It broke it to the downside here. Okay. Broke to the downside. So here you have the break and a retest. And that level held at 147.52. We pushed down. This didn't hold again. Okay. Let the price action tell you the story. Didn't hold. Okay. So naturally we come up to retest. It did not hold. It pushed it. Okay. So now it's just a matter of, do we get a check back to this level eventually and a continuation? Maybe, maybe not. We're looking bullish. Everybody follow me on that. Drop me a 1 in the chat. Okay. So based on that, we have to say, all right, we're looking to continue bullish. That doesn't mean that it's not going to correct, but we're moving long right now, okay, on this Euro CAD. Okay? So sometimes, hey, just take the fibs off and follow and look at the price action, okay? Look at the price action. So we're moving long now. So we look to say, okay, if I come down here to this 1 hour, I'm thinking this is going to continue long. What does my wave sequence look like to the upside? Okay, it's just another perspective, another way to look at it. See, look. Okay, I could take this markup out now because it's going our way, like how we drew it up. Okay, so we know we've got a 50% pullback. So hey, we expect TP2, right, to get hit on this way to that D extension. All right. So we're moving along. So we did a good job of finding the reversal. So of course we get that D extension hit. We just look to continue to the upside. Once that D extension gets hit, we know we'll form a high eventually. We look for a new fib, and then we look for continuations. Okay. So if you like using the cloud, right, you start to gauge like where am I if I like using the cloud. I'm breaking above the cloud. Okay. See? So things are lining up, right? Like we've got potential bullish continuation. Okay, to follow that Euro strength narrative. You've got a Kumo twist up ahead. You've got, right, bullish cloud up ahead. You've got your Chico span, your lagging span here, 26 periods behind, is above price right now, not above the cloud yet, but it's above price, okay? And what we mean by that is it is above your candles, okay? Right? This lagging span is above your candles. It's above price. So eventually, if this is going to continue bullish, your lagging span is going to carry through that cloud. Okay. Typically, by the time that lagging span comes through, which is 26 periods behind, you'll be at a high price, and then price will be looking to pull back at that. Okay. But right now, you got a cloud break. you had your twist, okay, your TK crossover right here. You can see how price is twisted, right? How your Tingerson is crossed over your Keegerson. It's below price and is moving long. Okay, you can see it right here coming through the cloud. So we've got some good confirmation on the long play right now on this EuroCAD. The beautiful thing about the 80-20 scenario is that it gives you an opportunity to catch it at a really low price, really good low price. So here, okay, pull it all together. So here was our 80-20 zone. Here's our 80-20 zone here. So if you're in here off your 80-20, okay, if you're limiting in or whatnot, however you want to play it, some might enter after a trend line break. But if you're in this zone somewhere, right, you're already ahead of the game. Now price is moving, okay? And if this bullish narrative is going to continue, we're eventually going to hit this D extension, okay, to the upside, like so. ABCD wave complete, a new fib is going to form, and then we're eventually going to pull back, okay? And as we go through some of these pairs, I put the clouds on some of the 4-hour setups, and you'll see exactly where it came back, pulled back to a bullish cloud, and then it continued long. So this could be an opportunity, right? If this takes place, for you to add to your position like this. Bang. Okay? Because this is your initial order here. If you want to play this as a long-term swing. If you're just playing the setup that we provided on the 1 hour in the Discord, then you may say, hey, I just want to play it to these levels. Of course, we utilize the A boundary as a TP3, like so. A boundary is a TP3, potential TP3, and so on and so forth. So that this may be your setup, and hey, I'm done. On to the next one. But if you're looking for those bigger swing moves, this one has the potential if that bullish narrative continues on the euro. Any questions on the EuroCAD? Nope,
No.
everybody good? Okay. All right, so let's take a look at our pound CAD setup. Okay, so look at it finding support. You can see this real clear on the daily. Look at that, right? So this is why your levels matter, especially your higher time frame levels. Okay, so you can see how it's coming. It came right into this support level 165.36, and we got a reversal. Okay, so this continues, close out the week. This is going to reconfirm as a daily support. Again, you'll have another confirmed swing low at this level, and price is moving up. Okay, so you have the larger overall move that's been running long, and then it's saying, hey, so here is your longer move to the upside. Okay, this entire move here, long, but then you have to recognize when, okay, this price is a bit range bound. See, right. It's range bound. We're caught in between these levels. Right? It's 300 pip potential range. Okay, got a daily stochastic that's in the buy zone. Okay, daily stochastic in the buy zone. So that tells us, hey, that momentum slowed to the downside. Okay, we come into support, and the momentum may start to shift long. And so far, that's what it's doing. Right? So if we come down to the 4 and just zoom in on it, you can see, okay, same scenario, we're just zooming in, okay, and we're pushing long. Okay? Struggling a bit, but it's made good progress from the levels that we called out. Okay, so we're moving long. See that? Okay. Not quite the TP1 yet. Struggling at this 166.58 level. Okay, but all in all, right? If you run your fib from that lower price of that swing, this is what we're looking like. Okay, so maybe we continue long. Maybe we get another correction and then a move up to hit that that TP1 target. Okay, but it's moved pretty good out of the zone. So even off this daily level, at the high point, you're at 121 pips. Okay, so it's a 100 pip move, on a 1 hour chart. So if you're in that, just make sure that you manage the position. Again, we haven't quite reached TP1 yet. I'm not sure if that's going to correct again before it moves to that 166.87 level, but it's moved quite a way. Some of you might be out of it already. Did anybody take that setup, pound CAD setup? Jeremy, yes. Joy still in? Okay, good deal. Missed it. It's all good. It's another trade just around the corner. All right. All right. So, okay. So we've got that covered. So that's the pound CAD. See if it continues to move in our direction. I want to take a look at. I want to go back and take a look at this Euro Swissy. Because it continue to move down through the zone, but it seems like we've got a bit, right? That Swiss franc picked up strength pretty good, which fundamentally understand why that happened. We do, but just hold on. I think I did. My goodness. I have to redo that one, so we'll scrap that one for now. Man, okay. So that's that. My bad, my apologies. But we can look at it from this daily. That one's still hanging in there. So I'm bullish overall on my euros. The Swiss franc gained some strength. So we can look at it from the daily right now. It's cool. All right. So here we are. We formed another low here. Okay, another swing low. This is pretty deep in the zone. So I'm looking for this to move back bullish. Okay. Like so. Okay. There's the low. Let me just clear this out. Take this out. So if we just look at this, we know where we are on the fifth. If you look at this from the daily, we have a confirmed low and we're moving long, okay? So we've got this 98.48 level. We'll see if we can break and close above it, okay? So let me link these down like this. Like so. Now we've got, want to put your 4-hour levels in, you can. This is just one level. This is really a zone. So just mark it like that. And of course, we got our 4-hour levels here. and get a level here. Okay. So what we're looking for is we're looking to break for a break and a close above this level to continue long. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So we take this to the 1. Like this. So we've settled in. And we're looking to get back long. So just be patient, okay? Want to see this continue to move to the upside. I would like to see happen on the Euro Swiss. Clean waves just yet. All right, let's see how it goes. Any questions on the Euro Swiss? Okay. Any questions overall how we got to this point from the top down? No. All right, so that's where we are. Let's see how that continues to work out. But I would love to see that break out. Okay, we've got an inner trend line break. Love to see it continue to break through those levels. Okay. All right. Ryan, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening, bro. I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. So
Glad to
feeling
be
a
here,
lot.
man.
Yeah, feeling a lot better. Still a little nasally, but it's
I'm
all
glad you're
good,
feeling better,
man.
man.
Yeah, man. I rocked that presentation out today, though.
Hey, great work, bro.
Got to come through in the flux. It was like in the clutch. It's like the Michael Jordan flu game.
My man.
Got it done. Got it done, man. Anything out there that you might have caught today, fundamentally, besides we talked about the CPI from Canada, things like that. But
No, nothing major at the
okay,
moment. No.
got it. Cool. All right, So glad you were able to join us, my man. Always good. All right, so let's look at this Euro JPY. Come on. We know the narrative on the Euro is bullish. We know that the Japanese yen has been getting pounded, and we can see it play out on the chart. Okay, this is pushing long, monthly level 148.35. Okay, we're pushing long, right? And I just want you all to look at the levels. That's why I set it up like this. Okay, so we came through. This was a daily level here, okay, that we just shot right through. Boom. Okay, so we're pushing long. If we come to the 4, right, we had this drawing up a 4. Look at that. It's just clean. Okay, that's just clean. right up against that cloud, 61.8. Okay. That's at 434 pips. Back to that daily resistance level, 555. Okay. You do the work, set it up, let the position rock. Okay. So it's a 4-hour move. It's moving straight up. Tinkerson, Keegerson running tightly underneath. Okay. Price. So the buyer's clearly high control of this market right now. 4 hour stochastics in the buy zone. Okay. Huge move. All right. Any questions on the Euro JPY?
Hey Benny, did we get Michelle's question? Got a hand raised.
I did not see it. I see it now. Michelle, question. Sorry about that.
Maybe it was a mistake.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't see what I did. Sorry.
Oh, it was a mistake?
Yes, it was a mistake. Sorry.
Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Cool. Appreciate it. All right. The Euro USD. I want to take a look at this. Okay. So we saw the DXY. We saw that it was starting to move back to the downside after starting out the week with a nice little bullish push. So let's log in and take a look at this thing. So here we're coming into this 110 level again. Okay. But you can just see the clean price action here. Okay. Off that 104, it's been moving up. Here we are. Same swing we're looking at. Okay. Market moves in waves. So we're in the middle of this ABCD swing. Okay. The extension is a ways away, was at 114.98. The extension 115.32. Okay. All right. Now, if you come down here to the 4, slap your cloud on. It's a beautiful move. All because you did your top-down analysis, right? Price is swinging. Retesting the cloud. Now it's trying to push back bullish. And if we come to the 1 hour chart, you're on the charts and you're marking them up, you would have spotted a beautiful 80-20 there. Okay. It's a beautiful 80-20 on a correction. Okay, to the downside. All right. So that came out of the zone. What is that? Out that 127 zone. Over 100 pips to the downside, its lowest point, and pull back 133. Okay. Now we've got an inner trend line break. And we're looking to move back up. Okay. So here we are. Okay, that's a sub fib. You run that same type of fib on your 15-minute chart if you want to. But we're looking for a continuation long on the euro dollar. Okay. Any questions on that setup?
No.
Right. Good enough. Euro USD. I want to take a look at this Aussie NZD. So we know that the NZD has been a bit weak. We know that the yen has been weak. So I am looking at this week. Okay, that's moving long. Okay, that's moving bullish. Right, we close out this week. That'll be a confirmed low on the Aussie NZD, and you can see here that this has made a beautiful pullback, and now the Aussie's finding some strength. Okay, moving to the upside. We broke it through 108.11, and we'll see. Right, we get a correction and a continuation. This is what it looks like on the 4. Okay. We got everything above the cloud. We've got the lagging span, your Chico span is above price and above the cloud. You had your twist between your Tinkerson and your Keegerson. Okay, and it's riding below price. So what we're looking for, okay, these are these daily levels. We want to see a pullback. Okay, I'd love to see it pull back for us, and then get right like that. Oops, I don't know, tool up. Okay, love to see it pull back, give us a bounce and get long. Okay, so that's what I want to wait on. See if we can get it to pull back. You know, at least into our buy zone. Right? Retest these daily levels as support, and then continue moving to the upside. All right. Here we are on the 1 hour. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, we want to see price correct. Right? We want to see price correct. Okay. Maybe the trend line holds, maybe it doesn't, but we want a low price. And we know what that is right there. That's an 80-20 scenario. We need a low price. Look at the bounce here. Okay. We didn't get right a deep correction on this, but you got price to press right up against the trend line and continue long from there. Okay. So we're looking for a similar scenario on the Aussie NZD. Any questions? Everybody seeing this clearly now? Is it becoming more clear, especially for our newer members? Are we seeing how we focus in on not just a candle, but on the just on the overall, right? The broader picture, the larger move is what we're looking at as swing traders, right? We're not playing too much within a candle, okay? We're looking at the bigger wave, the larger move, okay? And that's how we're finding these major setups, okay? All right, so that's the Aussie NZD, Aussie Swissy. Okay, want to take a look at that. Okay. We're still, right? This setup, we're still trying to see if this wants to play out, right? We pushed through that low, but we're still in this scenario where we may see that price recover, try to get back to that 382. Okay. Still trying to see it recover. The Swiss franc has been pretty strong. Right. We see the Aussie gaining some strength. You got a lot of sideways movement there. That's okay, right? Even if you're looking to stay bearish on this pair, you still want to see this move up to a higher price, right? To get short. So we haven't gotten it. That's kind of just doing the dance, but I wanted to make sure that we touched on that. See if we can at least get that 382. That one's been dancing around for a while. Right? Dancing around for a while. So if you got your risk management all figured out, you're in that position and you're holding, just let it do its thing. Look for other setups. You already have your risk managed, right? And figured out before you took the trade. There's that 382 target. And it's like close to 70 pips still. So we'll see how that plays out. Not at a high enough price for me to sell right now anyway. I needed to move back long if I'm going to sell it. Okay, so look to take advantage of that 80-20. And then at a high price, look to potentially get short. All right, because this is your overall daily fib here. Okay. Your major move, here's the D extension. And so, so far that's moved 560 pips or so. We've got a D extension, downside target 140 pips away. So what we're looking for on these lower time frame swings is just a high price. We need a high price, right? Some of us will take advantage of that 80-20 if it moves long, because that represents a potential low price, high probability low price to buy. And then once it moves to a higher price on this fib, we'll look to get short. And then maybe we'll hold to that daily 1.618 D extension. Any questions on that Aussie Swiss?
Oh,
All right. right? That's the AJ. Did we cover this already? Ryan, did I cover this? Make sure we did. Aussie NZD, Aussie, Swiss, Aussie Yen. I don't think I covered this. No. Okay. So we have, right, along, right? We found that support. Okay. All right. We are starting to poke through this cloud. See that on the daily. Okay. You've got this downtrend line here, but you can see we're above this 90.14 support. Okay. So even the Aussie apparently has been fairly weak to starting to gain some strength. It has even been strong against the yen. Okay. So here we are with the cloud, right? We're above cloud right now. Price is holding above, take us in the Keterson. We've got bullish cloud up ahead. Our lagging span is above price and above the cloud. Okay. So we are confirmed bullish on the Aussie yen. So now we can hope for, we've got a 382 pullback here. We may not get another correction prior to pricing at the extension. But if we do, it gives you another opportunity. But we're holding, you see, we're retesting this 90.14 level right now. Okay. So that's where we are. So that's overall, we are bullish. Here we are on the 1 hour. Okay. We got a decent pullback already on that to the 382. It'll be interesting to see if this continues to hold above this 90.14. But we're long. I would love to see a better price on that to get long. But if it, I mean, if it holds, all right, let me let's do this. Okay, so I've got a 15-minute chart. It's already moving pretty good. So we already have a break. So hit that target. So we could take and we can throw in this 1 hour target here. This is your 1 hour the extension. Okay. Let's see. So we may move right to this 15-minute extension here. So what you'll do, this is going to hold as our C. Once price hits that D extension, you get a new fib. Maybe you get one more correction. Okay. If you do, okay, look to take it long to the 1 hour. That's how you can make a, you know, you can turn that into a setup if it's holding at that 90.14 support level. Everybody good on that? Drop me a 2 in the chat. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so that is the Aussie yen. I want to take a look at this CAD. Okay. Take a look back at it. All right. We're moving along, right? Right at this 100 level. Okay. It's pushing bullish, right? We're going to see if we can break through that. That's a major level there. All right. And you can see, okay, Ryan's been on this heavy. So you see that, you know, you go back a little ways time, you're like, this is crazy. There's no way, right? That it's going to head to the long side, but it's pushing, right? There's that 100 level. If we break through that, there's your daily 382. Okay. That's an 80-20 on a large scale. Okay. We pretty much double bottomed here. Okay. You got to break below that 94.61 level, but you see it didn't close below that level. See how that held? See how that broke below this level? Didn't close. It's moving long. Okay, it's always a possibility that you can get range bound at this 100 level and it moves back down, but that's the long-term target, is that daily 382. And you can see here that right now, okay, you're in the 80-20 zone here. Okay, got stochastic that's in the buy zone. All right, so let's put the template on. See where we are. That's the fit. Okay, so you can see how we're above cloud on the 4. Gives us a little bit more clarity. So we actually would love to see this price move back to the downside to some lower levels. Okay. And then get long. Bullish. Okay. There's that daily 382. Okay. So we're a little ways away. Here's your 1 hour. So again, I want to see price down. Okay. Got a key daily level right in our buy zone. If we can get that price to give us a bigger discount. Okay. That's the CAD yen. Any questions on that play?
Oh, no, sir. It's taking a sweet time, but making it happen.
That's it. That's it. That's it. And hey, listen, those of you who keep showing up consistently, right, for yourself, you see it. Okay. The way we frame it out, hey, once you get it, you got it. The next phase is, whether it's in demo or it's your real account, you got to work on your risk management. You got to put some skin in the game. You have to go for it. That we can't do for you. Okay. You got to jump and grow your wings on the way down. Okay. You have to. You have to. I always say it. You know, it's definitely a psychological issue when you're trading in a demo with fake money and you're hesitating to pull a trigger on the trade. You're in a demo account with fake money and you're hesitating to take a trade when it's in your zone. That's a psychological problem. And the only way you work through it is to work through it. Just do it. Bridget, I know. It used to be me too.
Me 3?
Yeah. All right. 99.9999% of what I bring up or what Ryan brings up, we bring it up because we've gone through. Right? You can study 30 different strategies, and all of them can have a consistent edge. But if you can't work through the psychological part, none of them are going to work in your favor over the long run. Right? That's the game. You got to win the battle. You got to win the battle, the mindset battle. What's going on between your two ears determines everything. It determines your success and ultimate failure, right? In this market. So I want to take a look at this CAD Swiss. Because I don't know if that's going to continue to push lower, right? This is the low, right? Let's just going to establish a new low. Okay. But IM is taking a while. But right, you can see how it's moving up, right? So I would like to see that continue long. This is a 1 hour here. I would love to see it come back to a low price and then get long right from there. So this is one that I've got my eyes set on because you don't always get the opportunity to see prices coming to right lows like this. Okay, so my antennas kind of go up when I see that. Okay, and it's testing that zone, so it's moving sideways. But this is one of those ones, right? One of those weekly type setups where if it breaks out and gains momentum, it can run for a long time. Okay. So Jeremy, being indifferent to money, that's it. That's it. And it's tough because we attach money to things. We attach it to our car notes, our mortgages, our jobs and what we make on our jobs. When we go out shopping for groceries and putting gas in our car, we attach money to everything, our utility bills, credit cards, right? There's an attachment there. But I agree with you 100%. You have to become indifferent to it. You have to detach those things from your money. It's a different ball game. Yeah, it's a different hat that you wear as a trader. It's a different hat. Absolutely. All right, so that's the cash switch. Just wanted to remind everybody it's sitting at some lows, right? I want to take a look at before we jump off. I want to take a look at this oil, crude. Okay. And see, we pushed up pretty high into that zone, and we're starting to turn over. That's a new high. So I'm interested to see what happens. Okay, with these oil prices. The daily. So we pay attention to that 79.36 level. Okay. If we break it, probably gonna continue lower, right? We formed the high. This is a beautiful swing. We're holding below this 80.94 level right now. You see that there, how that's holding? Okay, so this is the next stop. If we break below that and close solid, probably looking for further declines. I missed that initial move off the high. It is what it is. But when we zoom out, there we go, and we take a look at this, right? That's where we bring up that cash switch because, right? And me and Ryan talk about this move all the time. We ask ourselves, why aren't we still in it? This was in our lifetime, everybody. Don't let that sit there. Right? While we're all trying to learn how to swing trade and understand why we do top-down analysis and how when you have your trader cap on and your investor cap on, right? You don't roll with the crowd. When everybody was selling, everybody was dumping, smart money was buying. Right? In our lifetime, during the pandemic, oil pretty much hit zero. Think about that. Right? So you learn a pretty powerful skill set because it gives you the ability to see these things, right? And don't fall for the narrative at the moment and instead realizing, hey, it's an opportunity because it went straight up from 0 to $129. Okay. That's why we do top-down analysis. That's why we say trade. Any questions before we wrap things up, everybody?
No.
Y'all good? No comments? Nothing? No questions?
I will say, Benny, I I got an email the other day from Marathon Oil. I got something sitting out there somewhere. I gotta find
Yep.
it.
Yep.
I gotta
Yep.
find it.
Gotta go figure out where it's at, my man. That's a big deal. Appreciate it, Bridget.
Yeah, man.
That's a big deal. All
Benny,
right.
I got a question.
Sure.
Some sessions back, I remember you saying something about moving the stop loss or to take profit, and it affects the. And I don't remember what it affected
What you
when
mean?
it's
Like
already set.
when you move it?
Yeah.
In regards to, you mean in a positive way or a negative way? You can move your stop loss. You can move your stop loss.
Okay.
No.
I thought it was something said like it would affect the not the equity or something. I forgot. And I was hesitant on moving, keep adjusting my stop loss and stop profit because it was. I remember the statement was like, if you win it, leave it alone or something. And I was just trying to remember.
Oh, I mean, we talk about taking profits too early and not letting it run its course.
Okay.
We talk about that all the time because that's just management, right? And how sometimes you can use that average true range on the pair in regards to the average, how much it moves on average, right? You can utilize that for some of your stop loss management so that you don't move it too close and you get stopped out too early. Because what happens is oftentimes traders they'll cut their winning trades short too quick, right? They're too quick to cut it and take the money, but then they let their losing trades run too long, hoping that it's going to turn around, right? Oh, it's going to turn around. I'm just going to let it keep running. So then you end up upside down on your P&L. And so we like to say, like, hey man, you know, if you have a good runner, you want to manage it well, the best you can. Okay, that's a skill within itself. Uh, but you don't want to, as soon as you go into profit, you don't want to boom, take your money because it's letting those trades run and managing those good trades well. That's gonna make up for your loss, your losing trades. You know what I mean? So, especially until you get better and better and your strike rate becomes higher. So when your strike rate becomes higher and you're nailing trades, 65, 70, 75%, then you don't necessarily have to be in a huge 3-to-1 trade or it becomes a little bit overrated. But it's a plus if you do. But if you can get your strike rate percentage higher, over that 50% threshold and higher, you don't necessarily have to be concerned with whether or not it's a 4-to-1, because you're starting to be right more than you're wrong in a position. But that's mainly what we say is like, hey, manage your trade, move your stop at the profit, but you don't want to move it too tight, Like you don't want to move it. You don't want to move us. You're in profit. You don't want to move a stop, to a relative low that's like 10 pips from where price currently is, and you're trading a pound yen. You know what I mean? Like you're like you're asking for it. Like that's gonna get stopped out most likely because of the yen, the pound yen moves. It's a big mover. Most of your pound pairs. So maybe it was something related to that we were talking about in regards to your stop loss management
Okay, because
overall in the swing.
I guess
Mhm.
I'm still not catching on to what break even is or something
Oh,
is, and
break
I'm
even?
still Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like break even, and 'cause
Oh,
I was asking Ryan earlier because I was about to move my stop and profit on the CAD yen, and then I started thinking about that Euro Aussie because I started having some sentiment like, dang, I could have stayed in it, and
hmm.
I it's like now I became hesitant of when moving into moving my stop and profit, and it's like I don't know if I'm being greedy or if that's still my
a
level of
little,
uncertainty.
little bit of everything. But
Okay.
if that's just the game. And you never are gonna be, a lot of times you're not gonna be exactly right. There's positives and negatives to everything. When you're using trailing stops, the downfall is, hey, you might have thought you set it far enough away, and something happens in the market and it gets slammed and it hits your stop. And it's like, well, man, I made profit, but I could have made more profit. But hey, guess what? You made profit. You know what I mean? That you can't do anything about. But when we talk about moving that stop to break even, it's like, hey, okay, if I start out and my stop's below the A, and I get me an entry, you know, uh, in this zone, right, at 61.8. Well, you may say, hey, if price is moving and I'm in this C to D push zone, and price breaks above and closes, and say it comes back. And this is just one scenario. So we know that the B boundary is a level of resistance. Okay. So you may say that, hey, all right, all types of stuff going on here. If price breaks this resistance, so I'm entered here and it breaks resistance, and I get a check back past, okay, resistance becoming future support, okay, and we hold, okay, I may say, you know what, and I start to get that positive momentum. I might say, you know what, I'm gonna start moving my stop. Okay, and this is just a scenario, right? So you may say, when we say moving to break even, if I entered at 200 and my stop was at 186, when I move my stop to break even, that means I'm gonna go into my MT4 and I'm gonna hit modify order or MT5 or whatever platform. I'm gonna go modify that stop now. So I'm good in profit. Prices form, say a higher low. You may say, well, based on how I want to do it, now I'm going to modify my order and I'm going to modify the stop. I'm going to take the stop loss. I'm going to delete this 186. I'm going to move it. I'm going to edit it in my phone. So I'm going to take out the 186 and I'm going to put 200.89 because that was my entry. You follow me? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay. So when I do that and I modify the order and I save that, it's going to move my stop right here. Boom. To 200.89 or whatever that was. Okay. So now what that means is that if this price, for whatever reason, comes down and pushes, it's going to stop me out at break even. So I lose no money. I lose no money on the trade, right? Maybe a few dollars here and there, cents, depending on the spread. But you follow me on that? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay. So now that means I got stopped out break even. Okay. So now you may say, okay, price is moving up higher. Here's a high. Okay. Like that. And now I'm moving up long. Well, now I'm going to say, I'm going to go and I'm going to hit modify order. And I'm going to say, you know what? That level held. I'm going to move it up. My stop loss. Okay. So this is my original entry, 200 point whatever it was. Something like that. Okay. You say, now I'm going to modify order and I'm going to move my stop right here to 220. So I'm going to hit modify order. Stop losses now. I'm going to type in 220.42. That means that from this entry to here is 200 pips. That's locked in. So that price right now, if it wanted to, can come down and take me out. I've made 200 pips. I didn't get the full whatever, you know, 419, but I've locked down 200 pips. That's still a good trade, right? Because I've moved my stop now. So it took me out. So all of this here is my money. Okay. That's what we talk about in regards to stop management. Okay. So you don't want to, if you're playing a longer swing, you don't want to get in the habit of keeping it too tight, right? Where here's my stop, I just entered, and now, unless that's your style, right? You don't want to move it to where price is just going out of the zone, right? Just going out of the zone. And it's like, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move the stop up like this on a longer swing play, and then it stops me out, right? Boom. And a lot of times, like I say, that's dependent on the pair, right? If it's a pair that has an average true range that moves a lot, say 100 some pips on average a day, versus like a Euro GBP that might only move like 49 pips. If I'm trading one of those pairs with a high ATR, I don't necessarily want to keep that stop super tight. Now, some people, that's just how they trade, right? Some people, that's how they trade. They'll take that stop out, and if it forms a new low, then they'll look to get back in, right? They'll look to just say, hey, it dropped lower, it formed another support. Okay. All right. Well, now I'll get it. Okay. And they play that game. I just, if I'm swing trading, looking for a larger move, if I have a busy lifestyle, I can't be in front of my computer. If I came into trading with the attitude that I want to be able to make money without being glued to my computer, because I'm already glued to my computer at work every day for 8 hours, I want to truly swing trade, then using a tighter stop loss may not work out for you. It may not work out for you. You need to get that trade room. And even when it progresses, you still want to give it, some room. Okay. So I hope that helps. That makes sense? Hope so.
No, it do. It do.
Okay. Okay.
Cause I closed out that order today. I was like, I don't like this, so I just closed out. But I got 15
Well, I mean,
pips.
yeah, it's all good. That's all good. It's not an exact science, you know. It's not an exact science, you know. That's why we always say, like, listen, if you're that person that does got to be right all the time, it's got to change that with you, because you're not gonna be right all the time. And a lot of times people, they fail in the long run because they can't give that up, the idea that they're not going to be right all the time, right? Or that I have to have a perfect entry all the time. Like, that's tough. That is tough, So, but that's it, Ryan. Ryan, anything to add before we close out?
No, sir. Great session, man. All those points are extremely important when it comes to thought process and learning yourself better. So,
Yep.
great work, bro.
Appreciate it. Hey, well, that's it. Great session, everybody. Thanks for all the questions, right? The input. Appreciate it. Makes these sessions fly by. So we'll see everybody tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for the Free New York session with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. Appreciate the feedback, Brandy. Everybody, have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.